Hello, everyone. Welcome to week 6, Neurobiology and Psychopathology. I'll read this verse to all of you from Jeremiah 31:3. Yes, I have loved you with an everlasting love. Therefore, with loving kindness have I drawn you. That's a beautiful verse, one of my favorites. So this week, we're looking at acetylcholine and histamine. Interestingly, acetylcholine was one of the first neurotransmitters ever discovered, and it serves as both excitatory and inhibitory functions in the brain, which means it can both speed up and slow down nerve signals in the central nervous system. Its role is primarily excitatory, and it plays a role in arousal, memory, learning, and neuroplasticity. Acetylcholine is the neurotransmitter at neuromuscular junctions, at synapses in the ganglia of the visceral motor system, and at a variety of sites within the central nervous system. Whereas we know a great deal about the functions and transmissions at these neuromuscular junctions and synapses, the actions of acetylcholine within the central nervous system are not as well understood. Acetylcholine plays an important role in many different body functions. It's a neurotransmitter that communicates signals between neurons in the central nervous system and the peripheral nervous system. Um, it can be found in all motor neurons where um, it stimulates muscles to contract, from the movements of the stomach and the heart to the blinking of an eye. All body movements involve the actions of this important neurotransmitter. Acetylcholine also acts at various sites within the central nervous system where it can function as a neurotransmitter and as a neuromodulator. And it plays a role in motivation, arousal, attention, learning, and memory, and is also involved in promoting REM sleep. Histamine does not only modulate the immune response and inflammation, but it also acts as a neurotransmitter in the brain. I'm sure we've all heard of histamine and the histaminergic reaction. So, the histaminergic system plays a significant role in the maintenance of wakefulness, appetite regulation, cognition, and arousal, which are severely affected in neuropsychiatric disorders. Histamine system is strongly suggested to play an essential role in modulating sleep and wake behavior. So common psychiatric disorders associated with acetylcholine and histamine. Well, acetylcholine has been implicated in both the pathophysiologic and treatment of a number of psychiatric disorders, with most of the data related to its role and therapeutic potential focusing on schizophrenia. A decrease in acetylcholine is implicated in Alzheimer's disease. An increase is implicated in Parkinsonian symptoms. Histamine then is thought to modulate arousal, like I shared, wakefulness, feeding, um, and it can be excitatory or inhibitory. And there's a growing body of evidence that is implicating the histaminergic system to play an essential role in the regulation of neuropsychiatric disorders. However, there's still a lot of challenges existing that need to be studied and leading to further research. I wanted to share with you two different pathways. One is the acetylcholine pathway, and the other is the histaminergic system. Um, the illustration of the acetylcholine pathway in the brain, also known as the cholinergic pathway, acetylcholine, like I said, is a neurotransmitter used to communicate with other cells. And acetylcholine also acts as a neuromodulator by altering how structures in the brain process information and plays an important role in arousal, attention, sensory perception, and motivation. In the brainstem, acetylcholine originates from the paniculo-pontine nucleus and the lateral dorsal tegmental nucleus within the pontine cholinergic system, and that's the purple that you see there. In the basal forebrain, acetylcholine originates from the nucleus basalis of Meinhardt, that's the yellow, and the medial septal group is in the red. Other major targets include the medial habular nucleus, which is green, and the dorsal raphe nucleus, which is orange, as well as the limbic system, which is blue. So you can see there's a lot going on here, including the hippocampus, the striatum, and the thalamus. And then looking at the histaminergic system in the brain, there's about estimated, probably more, 64,000 histaminergic producing neurons located just in the tuberomandibular nucleus of the brain. And they all innervate parts of the cerebellum, the cerebrum, and the posterior pituitary and spinal cord. So it's a fascinating system. And again, as I shared, there's still a lot of research being done.